9 races have come and gone in the SCSRA Frye Disposal ARCA Series. Just one remains to determine the regular season championship and decide the 12 drivers heading to the playoffs. It's Martinsville Speedway. It's the last chance qualifier, and it's all coming at you live right now on Royalty Racing Network. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joshua King. With me once again this evening is the one and only Jesse Whittington. Jesse, a bit of a change of pace from last week's race, of course, but still expect to see fireworks tonight coming down the stretch, final race. Tell us what to expect this evening at Martinsville.
The only thing I can really think of is chaos. I can't think of a better way to end out the regular season than to go to two tracks that really test your patience. So we'll have to see how it all unfolds tonight. It seems like drivers are patient in practice, but that could change in a heartbeat.
Absolutely, and they're definitely not as close together, it seems like, in the practice session as they are when things start out. All of a sudden here, Jesse, my iRacing just closed, so we're going to keep it rolling. And if you want to talk to us about Martinsville Speedway specifically, I'll try to get us reloaded here.
All good, man. Martinsville, the paperclip. There's a reason they call it that. It's a half-mile track in Martinsville, Virginia. You're looking at long straightaways, tight corners, very low bankings. Everybody's going to be fighting for the bottom side. You're going to be trying to get runs on somebody, get down to the inside. You're going to see people move people out of the way, especially with the stakes that are here tonight. And we'll go over this in more detail soon. But the cut line is really close. You got a bunch of drivers that are on the outside looking in. A bunch of drivers, really talented guys in this field that are looking there for their first win of the season. So it's a track that's going to test everything you got: mental, patience, how aggressive you want to be. I don't know how much more you want me to go into this, but
No,
that's
pretty
about
good,
it.
man. I mean, you're explaining Martinsville in a nutshell for sure, and there's a lot of to be the last chance qualifier for these drivers to lock into the playoffs. That's even elevated, amplified pressure and insanity here, if you will. And we're almost back up and running here, it would appear.
And I can tell you right now,
you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I can tell you right now, these cars are difficult to drive. While we were kind of going over some pre-race stuff tonight, I hopped in the car and made some laps, a quick run, some qualifying laps. This car is a handful. The back end wants to step out on you. The nose doesn't want to turn. It kind of dives and digs into the ground whenever you hit the brakes. It's a handful and a half.
It certainly is, and I was mentioning to you before we went live or attempted to here that I am not good at this track, and I will not be speaking to my expertise at this track, if you will, tonight. We'll go to you for that. But, folks, it would appear like we are back up and running on full scale here. Let's take an opportunity now to bring up the individual points. We heard Jesse mention it just briefly. We're looking at two main points. First, Jesse, take us through what we're looking through, or looking at rather, 6th through 8th here on this picture.
So what we're looking at whenever, you're talking about the cut line. We got, we have these guys that are locked in just based on points alone. So those guys aren't going to be worried about too much. Then you have the next group of guys that are just kind of separated by, 30-ish points. that's where our attention is going to be. The cut line's going to move around. It's going to be a quick race. I say quick race. Martinsville always shakes things up. So just because, I mean, we have some guys that are right there on the bubble that are I'm sorry, I'm got a little bit of a sinus issue going on, but anyways, you know, we got these guys that are on the bubble, 6th through 8th. Those guys are kind of pretty much locked in. Matthew Fritz, Vince Brent, both of those guys are showing on the points as locked in. Garrett Walden, he would have to have something go absolutely haywire tonight and possibly get a points penalty or something like that, God forbid, for him to not make it. Then we got Devin Zimmerman. He's only 36 points above the cut line. Kenneth Redinger, he's only 35 points. One bad night could spell trouble for these guys. Ryan Hufford, he's only 17 points above. You know, that's no stage points and a rough finish from being eliminated. Sharn Hill, Ryan Gomes, Nicholas Walthorn, all of those guys only separated by 5 points. And then we got Josh Hall, who is only 17 points out. Anything can happen, anything can change in a moment.
Absolutely. Thanks for running us through those points. Guys like Lauren Vincent, Derek De Silva, Josh Mueller, so on. Still an opportunity here. It is Martinsville, last race. Expect to see some extra aggression and maybe a gamble to potentially put themselves in a place to win this thing at the end and jump into a locked-in playoff spot. But right now, we are going to get with our pre-race interview this evening, and that is going to be Ryan Hufford, as we're actually taking a look at him on your screen here in the 83 out of Schoolcraft, Michigan. Let's find Ryan, talk to him about how he's feeling coming into tonight. And Ryan, welcome to the broadcast booth. First and foremost, from Jesse, myself, and everyone watching at home, happy birthday, buddy.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it, boys.
Yeah, man. How you feeling about Martinsville this evening?
Well, doing practice with Nick throughout the week, I was feeling really good. But now getting into it, looking at the times, feeling the track change, I'm not feeling too hot about it, but we just got to see what happens.
It's one of those races, Ryan, that is definitely long enough. You gotta buy your time, you know, kind of hang out, make sure you avoid trouble. And at a track like this, you do that, you might find yourself with a top 10. Nevertheless, you come in sitting pretty good. You're 17 above the cut line, so anything other than disastrous tonight would more than likely see you make the playoffs. And how you feeling about that, and what's your thoughts about how the season has went thus far?
Well, to be honest, I'd feel a lot more comfortable if my name was in green instead of red coming in tonight, but you never know what can happen at a short track. It's close quarters, high tempers. One mistake can take me right out of it. You just got to survive, like you said, and just keep head on a swivel.
You also are in a situation, Ryan, where Nicholas Walthorn finds himself the opposite direction. You are 11th, he's 14th, but still very much an opportunity to get in. Only 5 points below that cut line of Sharn Hill as we start this evening. Is there any sort of plans or strategy to make sure that you try to get both of you locked in, or is it just kind of, hey, you know what, we'll do what we can and what happens type of deal?
Yeah, there's always some sort of strategy. We were talking, even if I got to give him a stage point and that makes me not get one, I'd feel comfortable with him getting it, knowing my position is a little bit higher than his. But that's going to change throughout the race, depending on how stage finishes and how everyone else falls apart, if they get into a wreck or whatnot. It's going to be ever-changing every lap.
Right on, man. Well, Ryan, we're closing in on 8 minutes to go here. Wanted to get with you, wish you a happy birthday, and then just happened to work out that you were a pretty good choice for an interview anyway. being your point standings right now. But before we let you go, get back to work here, Ryan, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Just you two for always doing a great broadcast. Ryan and Josh and the admins doing phenomenal. No issues with them. They run this thing so cleanly. I love it. My teammate Nick for always helping me out and doing practice. And everyone who watches. This is for them. We love it.
Right on, man. How old you turn in today?
A big 26.
Look out. Yeah.
Youngin'.
Jesse, I remember 26. You remember 26?
Oh, I remember 26. The hangovers wasn't near as bad.
Definitely. All right, man. Well, Ryan, once again, thanks for joining us. Happy birthday. Go kick some butt tonight, and maybe we'll be talking to you during or after the race.
Appreciate it, boys. I'll do my best.
Once again, folks, from Hufford Racing, the driver, the number 83 out of Schoolcraft, Michigan, in the Toyota Camry, that's Ryan Hufford. Glad we could talk to him, Jesse. He seems calm, cool, collected, as usual for Ryan.
Yeah, and look, I have to be real honest, man. That something I really appreciate about what he was mentioning is going into practice and his willingness to admit and talk about how much the track changed, just in this practice session, and how it made him a little bit more uncomfortable than what he was expecting. But at the same time, he's got a level enough head to think about it in a way of like, how can I turn this around and play this in my favor instead? So I like where his head is at going into this, especially with that 17-point lead on the bubble.
I would definitely agree. Try to put that aside. Focus on what you can control on the Speedway, and ultimately, more often than not, if you do that, you end up in a good spot. But let's go trackside now. Take a look at some of these other drivers that are out here on the Speedway. And returning after suspension, here is Warren Keith. He leads the SCSRA Frye Disposal ARCA Series and wins this season. Due to the suspension, no opportunity to compete for that regular season championship. But Jesse, best bet, he'll be there trying to compete for that overall championship at the end.
Oh, absolutely. And with the league not running off of the real life NASCAR rules, as of now, it looks like he's going to be able to keep his playoff points. And so, even with that 5 bonus point buffer, like let's say, who is it? Matthew Fritz, I believe, is first in the overall standings on the season. He's sitting there with only 1 stage win and 1 playoff point, so that would only put him at 6 playoff points. He would be the closest one to Warren Kyle Keith on the season, and that's 9 points behind. Or 7 points behind, I'm sorry. So, he's got one heck of a buffer.
Yeah, he absolutely does. He's got a really cool paint job this evening in the Coca-Cola Santa Claus Ford Mustang out there. Let's take a look at a couple people here on a part-time basis, but always tough to compete with. Here's the 01 Coca-Cola Orange Cream machine of Travis Bennett. Not even going to attempt to announce where he's from. So we'll just take a look at Travis.
Hey, look, I'm from Louisiana. That's Ponchatoula.
Ponchatoula. I would have messed that up. I'm glad. I'm glad you stepped it up. Oh, good work. Well, thank you, Jesse, for saying that. But Travis, always a handful, always amazing driver, and he's got that 01 third quick right now. We're going to go back here to his teammate on a part-time basis. Here's the 02 of Corey Bunch. No sponsors on that thing, but we've seen Corey run quite a bit last season, not so much this season, but he is also always someone to look out for strategy-wise and speed-wise, who could take the checkered flag anytime he's on the Speedway. On back we go. You want a recipe for chaos, Jesse? How about 27 drivers set to grid here tonight before we go qualifying? 27 at Martinsville.
Look, I just saw the 99 of Kenneth Redinger roll his car 3 times on the front stretch. So, yeah, recipe for disaster that is.
Gonna be wild and crazy. We'll see how much green flag racing we get in. Here's one of the guys that is in the competition for the regular season championship. Seems to always be there. That's the 67 of Matthew Fritz in the M&M Pet Sitting Chevy Camaro out of Middletown. We don't have a state, but Middletown, is that Tennessee? I don't know.
I have no clue, to be honest with you.
Sounds
but
like a
he's
town in Tennessee, doesn't it?
look. This is speaking of Matthew Fritz. He's the one that I didn't mention whenever I was talking about the points. You know, first, second, and third are the only ones that have a shot at the regular season title. Matthew Fritz is currently sitting P1 in the standings, and Vince Brent right behind him in P2 is only 18 points back. So.
Yep.
That's going to be another interesting one to watch.
Vince Brent is
Old Smoky Moonshine.
out
number
here.
92.
There he is. Yep. Vince Brent, Old Smoky Moonshine. He always makes me thirsty for a beverage. He's out of Kingsport, Tennessee in the Toyota Camry. Best of luck to Vince tonight.
And I'm not trying to sound biased here, but Vince is one of those guys. He's impressed me since I saw. I was able to get him talked into trying a league out because he said he was feeling burnout on official racing, and got him talked into it. And he's only been on iRacing since around March at the beginning of the year, and I mean, he's sitting P2 in the standings right now. This is only his second ever season in a league, so really impressive to see what he's been able to do in such a short amount of time.
It really is, and I've had the opportunity to speak with Vince quite often outside of the broadcast world. It's been cool being friends with him and getting some advice even at times from him as far as the racing goes, and just such a down-to-earth, humbled, chill guy, awesome dude. Good to see him have some success. Here is the title sponsor car of the evening and the season, the Frye Disposal number 31 Chevy Camaro of Jay Stinson out of Bristol, Tennessee. That one I know where it is. I don't need the state there. I did go to some school. Here's another guy. He's a little bit lower, Jesse, on the cut line side of things, but if those two guys right above him have a rough time, we could see Josh Hall get into the playoffs tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the guys that I mentioned earlier. He's only 17 points below the cut line. And it's Martinsville. There's 27 cars here signed up so far. And we aren't even to the end. I mean, we got 1 minute left, but we have 27 drivers. So anything can happen.
Yeah, you got that right. And
17 points is the difference between a dead last finish and a 10th place finish.
That's right. Yep. Anything could happen. Alicia, welcome in. You're a little bit late. I'm surprised. You're normally 10 minutes earlier than me. But yes, happy birthday to Ryan Hufford. We spoke to him just moments ago. Getting ready to go qualifying. And folks, we will show you those point standings. We will show you those point standings again right after qualifying, if possible. Large grid to get through tonight. But it is time to go qualifying, and we'll bring you all the action here. I think everyone knows that you can follow along at home. And looks like Devin Zimmerman, one of the first ones to be out on the Speedway this evening in the Dragon Bane 36 Ford Mustang. Devin Zimmerman, qualifying is going to go by in a flash here. He takes the green flag. Another new person to look at. Here's the 09 of Holden Wheeler. Talk about a good racing name. And you'll notice the similarities on the 09 there to the 05 of Sharn Hill. Good friend, Sharn Hill. He's forming his own team next season is Sharn. He's still going to be with Royalty Motorsports. Matt Baines quickly to the top of the board. I'll get my words straight eventually. 19.677. Sharn Hill now takes him over. 19.473 for Hill. Holden Wheeler awfully quick on lap 1. 19.535. He goes second quick. A lot of times coming in now. Phil Ellis Jr. sits fourth quick. Third quick now. Fourth quick for Ryan Gomes. Already 14 qualifiers. We'll try to keep up. Well, Picky goes 11th quick on lap 1. Travis Bennett to the top of the board. 19.403 on lap 2. Does anyone beat out Bennett? Sharn Hill finished. Hill goes second quick. Gomes still out there. He just finished as well. Stinson done. Here's Walthorn now. He'll look to improve. Currently 12th quick. 20.034 on lap 1 for Walthorn. Coming around for lap 2, crosses the line. Does he improve? Does Walthorn improve? 19.573, good enough for fourth quick. That's a good run if you're trying to make it in the playoffs. Here's another guy trying to make it. 19.873, 13th quick. Out of 17th qualifiers. 17 qualifiers, that is. Kenneth Redinger now on the Speedway. 19.798 on lap 1 for Redinger. Good line through 3 and 4. He'll keep her straight. Lap 2 for Redinger, slightly slower. Matthew Fritz on 1, 19.652. Brandon Anderson squeezes into the top 5. 19.553 for Anderson. He could make a run in that Christmas 49 Chevy Camaro. Got the Grinch on that thing. That's a good looking paint. Slower on lap 2 for Anderson. Fritz faster on lap 2, 19.501. He'll go third quick. And here comes Corey Bunch in the 0-2. Josh Mueller, Garrett Walden, Victor Kress still yet to go. Warren Keith as well. Vince Brent making his way out also. Corey Bunch, lap 1, puts him 9th, 19.605. 19.605 for Corey Bunch on lap 1. We'll check back with him. Here's Vince Brent. He's on the clock. Going into turn 3 and 4. Corey Bunch up to third quick on lap 2. Doesn't steal the pole away from Travis Bennett. Garrett Walden went 15th quick on lap 1. Brent 19.734, 17th quick. He'll look to improve. Warren Keith goes 6th quick on lap 1, 19.545 for Keith. Opportunity for him potentially to steal the pole away from Travis Bennett. Lap 2 for the number 9, 19.419. He almost did it. He got second quick, currently outside of row 1. Garrett Walden is done. De Silva's done. Mueller done. And Victor Kress, the final remaining. He had 2 laps already, taking advantage of the extra time, and he ran 22.324 on lap 2, which puts him 27th quick out of 27 qualifiers. Jesse? That qualifying flew by, like I hope this race does.
You're not lying. While you were doing all of that, I was trying to see where my time would stack up. I went out on track myself and did a little test session to see what was going to happen. Just so you know, I would have been P12. I did not. Okay. I did not turn a good lap in my session. Hey,
P12 out of 27. If I was to go out there and qualify P12, I would be happy with it. But the legend Jesse Whittington, not happy. But the checkered flag waves here on qualifying, which means it's time to bring you the starting grid. Here it is on your screen. Travis Bennett in the 01 held on to the pole. Warren Keith, going to be fun to see them tangle once again. He'll start second. Sharn Hill in the 05 will roll off third. Corey Bunch in the 02 will start fourth. Matthew Fritz in the 67 will roll off fifth. Holden Wheeler in the 09 will start sixth. Brandon Anderson in seventh. 8th will be Nicholas Walthorn. Phil Ellis Jr. in the 29 will start 9th, and rounding out your top 10 will be Ryan Gomes in the 55. Jesse?
Starting 11th is going to be your birthday boy, Ryan Hufford. P12 is going to be the number 43 of Garrett Walden. Matthew Bayens is going to be in 13th. Ian Davis in the number 69 is going to be 14th. Jay Stinson in the number 31 Frye Disposal car is going to be P15. Devin Zimmerman in the number 36 is going to be P16. The 92 of Vince Brent is going to be P17. Justin Parham in the number 19 is going to be P18. Kenneth Redinger in the number 99 is going to be 19th, and rounding out your top 20 is going to be Michael Lepicki. AJ Evangelista, Lauren Vincent, Josh Hall, Walt Lepicki, Josh Mueller, Derek De Silva, and Victor Kress round out your field.
Huge field this evening for Martinsville. I'm kind of shocked. I'm not going to lie. Typically,
I am too.
You get this type of turnout when it's a super speedway. You know, everyone sees it and, oh, I have an opportunity to potentially win, lock myself in, which is normal in real NASCAR also, by the way. So that's typically what we're used to seeing. You don't usually have a bunch of people chomping at the bit to get out here and mix it up on Martinsville, of all places. But nevertheless, they're rolling and going to go green here momentarily. Should be 2 parade laps. Check in with Chad here. Tina, welcome in. Alicia, had it on my PC. Gotcha. Jason, rooting for Sharn Hill. Some of my regulars aren't around yet. Alicia and Tina always hanging out. Appreciate it. As always, hit the like button, and you can also get your Royalty Racing Network apparel at the link in the description on your screen. Always helpful there. Get yourself some awesome apparel. But they're already heading into turn 1 and 2, which means it's nearly time for Jesse Whittington to bring us to green.
Hey, look, quick statement real quick. One of your regulars is now in the Discord chat with you right now, so sorry about that, but appreciate the opportunity, bud.
Oh.
As the pace car dives off of turn number 3. Pace car dives off of turn number 3. It's going to be a long, winding corner around to the restart zone off of the exit of turn 4. Green flag is out. And we are underway. Travis Bennett is going to lead you off into turn number 1. And it looks like Warren Kyle Keith is actually going to be able to keep his position in P2. Leading your first lap is going to be the 01 of Travis Bennett from Ponchatoula, Louisiana. He's got 1 win on the season and 1 start, or yeah, I believe it's 1 start still, at Watkins Glen.
1 for 1. I think he made another start with us, but that's still a pretty darn good percentage. But yeah, you're right. Already some separation, which I was not expecting here. Warren Keith up close there, of course. Sharn Hill in 3rd. And then you have a little bit of a gap already to some side-by-side racing here. Holden Wheeler, Matthew Fritz, and caution is out on lap 3. Looks like Justin Parham. But let's go to the Royalty Racing Network instant replay and have Jesse walk us through what happened.
I'll be honest, I didn't see this one live, so this is going to be a raw reaction. Well, looks like the 46 tried to move up. Trying to wait and see, where did it happen? Oh. 5 got a run on exit. 19 of Parham tried to fill the gap that wasn't there by the time he actually made the move down. Started a big stack up. Parham goes around. We got about 4 other cars that rear-ended one another. Looked like 5 o'clock traffic here in Baton Rouge.
I empathize with that, man. And It took me a minute to understand what you were saying about one of the regular viewers, so that's crazy. But anyway, 5 laps ago now at this point already. One thing I was going to mention is we saw that caution back. If it is a caution of those types here at Martinsville, one good thing is typically you won't have significant damage or devastating damage in those incidents.
Yeah, and I mean, you can race this track with a fair amount of damage, especially aero damage here. As long as you're not down on horsepower, or as long as the toe isn't knocked out severely, realistically, like, you can save that fast repair and just slowly throughout the race hope for some cautions and slowly fix it. But yeah, you're spot on with your assessment on that. It doesn't take much to get into a wreck, but it takes a lot to really take you out here.
Yeah, and it's not a track like so many others that the aerodynamics is extremely important, right? You don't want to have wheel damage, obviously, or your steering wheel turn 90 degrees, but if you have some some bumper damage, that type of thing, it could be worse. But
absolutely.
Lights on the pace car already off as Josh Hall, unexpected stop here on lap 5, so we'll see what that might be about. But getting ready for the restart already here on lap 7.
Pace car dives off onto pit road coming off of turn 3. Like I said last time, long track around turn 3 and 4 into the restart zone, and we're back green. Travis Bennett with a great restart. Warren Kyle Keith takes the bottom line away and claims his spot in P2. And there's a quick caution. Good Lord.
Wait, did we even go back to green? I don't know. Did it ever? I'm just kidding. We did temporarily go back to green, and unfortunately, I'm hoping this isn't so, but might have involved Josh Hall, who made an unscheduled pit stop. Let's see what happened.
Judging from the anger in the in race chat, I know YouTube can't hear us. It looks like just a stack up. Somebody may have missed a gear or something. I don't know what exactly happened, but somebody did not go and it stacked everyone up, and yeah, that's what happens. You get 3 wide at Martinsville, and
fortunately,
it looks like it's just one driver.
Yeah, it might have triggered Josh Hall being involved because he came to a full stop temporarily or something like that. But crazy what we just saw there, to be honest, because he got spun. It looked like a little netcode, if you ask me, just at first glance. Nevertheless, he got spun, and everyone else behind him able to avoid him. He was sitting mid-pack in the Hornet's nest. Pretty crazy. No one else coming around that corner plowed into Ian Davis. So lucky on his part, and some nice driving on everyone else's part, I would say.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you on that. It's things have this track is a lot like Bristol in a way of like how quick things come to you. And whenever you got a guy that's just sitting in the middle of the track, like I'm not saying that he was just sitting there, but whenever you have somebody that's sitting in the middle of the track that just got wrecked, it's hard to see them and make that adjustment to not hit them. So a lot of respect to these guys and for being able to miss that.
Yeah, especially on a corner. There's I don't want to say blind spots when you're staring straight ahead. That seems silly. But around these tight corners here at Martinsville, there can be some areas as you're making your entry into the corners that you can't see completely as you come around. Well done there. We're gonna have a lot of time to chat tonight, I think, Jesse.
I do believe. As the pace car takes the dive off of turn 3 one more time for the 3rd time so far this morning or this evening. Green flag is back in the air. Travis Bennett once again gets one heck of a jump. Warren Kyle Keith is not able to get down in front of Wheeler, and Wheeler is making the move trying to take up P2.
Certainly is. He got a good jump there. Warren Keith had good jumps on the initial start, the first restart, but now propels on the outside. The 9 going to be able to make it work and get back down to the lower line. That's impressive here early.
And there's another caution.
There's...
But something that I noticed, and this is something I was going to bring up throughout the night, there's different braking zones that all of these drivers are using. Nobody has the same exact braking reference. So I noticed whenever the 09 of Wheeler was going down into the corner, it looked like he kind of stabbed the brakes at first and just washed up a little bit in the middle of the corner. And whenever he did that, he had to slow down way more than he wanted. And it didn't change anything about what Warren Kyle Keith was doing, so he was able to hold the momentum a lot better and get the run off the corner and keep P2.
Good analysis there. Let's go take a brief look at our already third caution of the evening. Josh Hall, potentially.
Is judging by the amount of smoke that I just now saw when the leaders came back around to turn 1, it looks like it was something pretty significant. Oh! Parham once again, Josh Hall once again.
And AJ Evangelista at the cause of that. Let's go back. I want some analysis there at what you think happened to AJ there.
Yeah, I was just about to ask if we could go back and look at what happened to him. Oh, looks like the 16. Who was the 16?
It's going to be Derek Da Silva there in the 16.
Yep. Derek Da Silva looks like he checks up way more than AJ was expecting. And the 5 of AJ Evangelista, he just couldn't get out of the way. And remember whenever I was talking to you earlier, the back end of these cars on corner entry like to step out a lot. So if he's running a lot of rear brake bias, whenever he hit the brakes that hard, it probably just shot him dead to the left and hit the wall and bounced back up into everyone.
Yeah, and from my experience here, as I mentioned, not great, but it is also easy to kind of get a groove going and then all of a sudden get on those brakes a little bit late and lock up, and you got a car slower than you expect in front of you, and it's even easier to do that. One other thing that's easy to do here with such a huge field as well quickly is you get behind. If you're at the back of the pack and you spin, you might go a lap down without even pulling it down pit road.
Yeah, and I mean, that's even the danger of trying to pit if you're past the halfway point of the field just to take a 4-tire stop. But we're getting ready to go back green here. Travis Bennett leading us to the restart zone. He gets another fantastic jump. And this time, looks like Warren Kyle Keith, he gets Wheeler down to his inside quarter panel once again. Let's see if Wheeler can actually hold the bottom. Oh, and he does not even get the momentum off of turn 2.
Oh, look out! He gets into Keith.
And there we go with what I was saying about different braking zones.
There it is, right on cue. And our fourth caution, we might set a record tonight. I want to hear from the chat. We're going to pause this. I want to hear from the chat over under on cautions. Let's set it at 20. What do you guys think, over under? But let's have Jesse analyze what happened here for us.
Well, like I said, different breaking points. The 09 of Wheeler, he really, from what I can tell, he likes to get on the binders really hard, really early. And then Warren Kyle Keith, he kind of, from what I can tell, it looks like he trail brakes a lot. And it even looks like to me, Warren tried to give him a little bit of space, and he just kept on washing up. He comes up off of the curb. Nothing Warren could have done any different there. I mean, he had 2 car lengths on Wheeler on the entry of the corner, but that's where, like I was saying earlier, I've said it multiple times, and I'll say it more times throughout the night, those different breaking points. It really makes a huge difference. But the good thing is, not a lot of damage on either car, it looks like.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Warren, good job able to lock that thing up and turn her sideways to avoid any wall contact there as we go back live. Let's take this opportunity now to bring up the individual points once again as we look at Warren Keith rejoining. But individual points where we really want to look. Two main battles we're looking at here, folks. Matthew Fritz, Vince Brent, Garrett Walden in contention for the regular season championship. And then a little lower down, those guys in the red, Ryan Hufford, Sharn Hill, Ryan Gomes, Nicholas Walthorn, Josh Hall, and of course any of those guys behind him if they could get an upset win tonight. That is your cut line. So not a lot of room to spare for that cut line. We'll take another look at it as the race progresses here. We're only 23 laps in, and I want to say probably 4 of them, maybe 5, have been green.
I think we got the first 5 laps green, and I don't think we've gotten a full 2 laps since then. But pace car is on pit road once again. Travis Bennett leading us to the green. Once again, a lot of wheel spin throughout the pack. It looks like there may be some issues further back in the pack. I wouldn't be surprised if some guys are starting to call out, "Can you clear my black flag?"
Could definitely be, and we're hoping, folks, that we're able to bring you some racing. I know that we've been on the front of the field, but we just haven't got laps in to be able to look anywhere else. But we'll do that right now as Phil Ellis Jr. looks to the inside of the 67 of Matthew Fritz.
Phil Ellis Jr., he's one of those guys that's really started to come on strong. Last season had a little bit of a struggle. This season's really started to come on strong and starting to put some really good runs together. So, not sure where he is in the point. Oh, P21. I feel like he's running a lot better throughout most of these races than what his point standings is showing.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think he missed a couple races. Ooh, Ryan Hufford there, your birthday boy, just a little loose off exit, wrangles it in underneath him. He was in a battle here with Kenneth Redinger for the 10th spot. That is since concluded. Let's take a look further back in the field. Warren Keith and Matt Baines, as well as Holden Wheeler, all looking to get back up in positions. Holden Wheeler down 14 on the night. Warren Keith, we just saw in that incident moments ago, 19 down. Matt Baines in that purple, and I don't know what you want to call it. Periwinkle, more than likely for Baines. He's down 9. So they battle to get back in position here.
And this is going to be, I see you got it on Warren and Wheeler right now. Those are the two that tangled for the most recent caution. So haven't seen any issues yet. But very interesting. It's always interesting to see how that turns out. Whenever you got a little bit of an issue with two drivers, they always seem to find one another later on.
Absolutely. I know everyone's aware coming into this track, or should be, about what you were saying multiple times already with the breaking points, things like that. Here is Jay Stinson. He was in a closer battle. These battles now seeming to really separate. Maybe we can get some green flag runs. The stage here, folks, not sure if we mentioned it, the one and only stage is on lap 50. Despite the cautions at such a small speedway, they will tick off in a hurry. As, let's see, trying to find a battle. Matthew Fritz trying to work back on Phil Ellis Jr. for 4th here.
Matthew Fritz, I've been watching his line for the last couple laps on the way that he's able to hold the bow, as he looks like he gives Phil Ellis Jr. a pretty good little shot right there. Then there's another caution.
Hey, that was our best green flag run of the evening so far, and so things are getting better. And we just saw Jay Stinson. I see he's got the old meatball flag. If we'll talk about what that means for those that are new to the program, but here's your replay.
I did not see what happened, so this is another raw reaction. Oh, Hufford gets loose off of the corner. Let's see. Redinger had a little bit of a nose. Oh, wow. That's all it took for a meatball.
Yeah, Jay Stinson, the worst of that scenario. You can see that left front tire not turning at all, so he'll bring her down early and take that fast repair. But, yeah, looked like maybe Redinger and Vince Brent, if Brent maybe was a little loose, not quite sure, but Redinger finished the job, and Jay Stinson nowhere to go.
That, to me, looked a lot like a case of classic short track mistakes. Redinger, in my opinion, looked like he had the position just barely, but it did look like he had the position just enough to the inside, and Vince tried to close the door just a little bit too late. Very similar instance earlier in the race. I forgot who it was, but those are the kind of things whenever it's hard to pass at a track like this, so you're going to have those aggressive moves to keep the track position.
You certainly are. A couple more guys down pit road that I didn't really think would be down. Matt Bayens is down pit lane, and Victor Kress on his way out. Bayens, possibly some damage there. 21-second pit stop, and looks like he'll get out in front of the field, as will Kress.
Gotta say, Josh Hall was 2 laps down just 2 cautions ago, so well, it looks like he's still 1 lap down, but keep on getting these cautions, he'll be able to get back on the lead lap. But he needs some points big time tonight.
He definitely does, and a long, long way to go here for Hall, but he'll get back on the lead lap in no time.
As we're getting ready to go green again, the 0-1 to Travis Bennett leading us to the green flag for another restart on the night. A really not so good restart for the 49. I'm still trying to get used to these car numbers. Anderson in the 49 car did not get a very good restart, but he got a really good run through 1 and 2 to be able to keep the P2 position. And looks like Sharn Hill, he is the cut line right now. So to be running P3 and get the, right now it would be eight points from the stage, as we got another wreck in the background.
Sharn, no caution yet. Sharn looking for good stage points tonight to start his night off well, and we just saw Matthew Fritz battling with Nicholas Walthorn, who's now up into 5th. Walthorn held him off, so back single file they go. Here's another guy hoping for a miracle this evening, the 07 Cabela Chevy Camaro of Lauren Vincent. He's up 10 on the evening. He's been able to keep his nose clean. Would love a couple more as he follows teammate Warren Keith.
There's a lot that I'm trying to follow right now. We got 2 people. The caution did not come out. Jay Stinson and Derek DeSilva both had to tow. Jay Stinson just used his fast repair, so there's a good chance he may be done for the night. Derek DeSilva on.
My apologies.
No.
That's a
yep,
terrible
looks like
camera
he
angle.
might be done for tonight.
There's a better look at Derek DeSilva. Jay Stinson not even in on pit lane, so that almost does spell the end.
Oh, I saw this wreck. This one looks rough. I'm excited for you to see this one. I almost want you to analyze this one.
All right, you got it. Let's go take a look here. Jesse put me on the spot here. No, I'm just kidding. 56, Walt Lepicki in the orange, black, and purple ride here, making his way into turn 1. Let's see what happens. The 09 once again gets into the 26. A Mueller turns his teammate 26. Hard contact there. The 26 of Mueller losing a front clip. Looks like everyone else okay. Whoa, Matt Baynes, look out.
Whoa. Man, your mic clipped there. That was lovely.
Man, he might have lost a front clip there after the wreck if he would have got in to Mueller or I'm sorry, Lipicki there, but yeah.
Yeah, that one was rough. 09 of Wheeler. That's the second one on the night. Very good chance that his night could be done, depending on if he claimed that first caution. But I did hear Ryan Gomes make an announcement in the chat to everybody. This is not going to be considered the stage caution. So either the next wreck or the stage at lap 50 will be the stage.
That is correct. The rule is if it's a caution 5 laps or less from the stage, it will count as the stage. But this one, it appeared to come on lap 44. So 1 lap prior to that cutoff, we're going to have a mad dash for the stage win. And Brandon Anderson going to hope to get off to a better start this time than he did last time.
Yeah, and there's. Remember whenever I said chaos?
I remember.
It's it's definitely turning out that way in a beautiful way.
It is, honestly, even though we're just now approaching lap 50. It's been entertaining. That's one word for it.
As the pace car dives off a pit road, we're getting ready to come back green. Once again, the 01 of Travis Bennett, he gets on the gas. It looks like a bunch of wheel spin in the back of the pack again. Travis Bennett keeps the lead once again. About the 3-car length lead now. There's a 49. Ooh! Remember I said under braking. Yep, under braking, the back end started trying to come around on him. Let's see if Sean can kind of take advantage of this. Sean, remember, he is the cut line. So he's trying to get every point that he can.
Absolutely. Sean Hill trying to sneak away with a second place in the stage, and I think he got it there. That was the end of lap 50, I do believe. No, I'm sorry, that was the start of lap 50. Now Nicholas Walthorn going to try to get up there and take third away from Brandon Anderson as now we come to the end of the stage. Oh, look how Walthorn's around!
Looked like Anderson was not very happy with some contact a little bit earlier.
Didn't appear to be. I don't know. I mean, you have more experience here in the car in the SCSRA. Do you know how they might score that?
I don't know, to be honest with you, because I know if it's coming to the checkered flag and you cause a wreck, then you were relegated to, I believe it is the last car 1 lap down, if I remember correctly. So, coming to a stage, I have zero clue.
Yeah, I just meant as far as stage points, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea of knowing where the 54 crossed. But
yeah, I don't think he even made it to the start-finish line.
Yeah, it didn't look like it. That's going to be an interesting call there. And yeah, that did not look like a great move by Brandon Anderson. I'll call it for what it is, in my opinion. You said it. Looked like he maybe was a little angry. And
yeah, his steering angle coming off of the corner just it didn't look very pretty from my end.
Didn't look.
I saw it from a different angle.
Let's get here quickly with Travis Bennett for a interview. Travis, welcome in. Congrats on the stage win. How you feeling about the quote-unquote race so far?
I'll tell you what, it's almost harder to maintain pace speed than it is to hang on to the lead with all these cautions right now.
Well, you come in here very part-time this season, coming out showing these guys how to get her done. Some guys stayed out there, so you'll have some traffic for the first time this evening. How do you feel about the car overall and being able to maneuver the traffic in front of you here?
Felt good so far, but man, it's been a long time since I raced around these guys at Martinsville. You never know what's going to happen, so I mean, lap 54 out of 150, got plenty of time. Let's try to take care of it.
100%. Long way to go. Travis, I know we're going 1 to green, and as always, that's when I like to cut the interview, so we'll let you get settled back in and get ready to roll. Best of luck to you the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.
Once again, folks, that was your stage winner, the 01 of Travis Bennett. Sean Hill did, in fact, pick up second. Now, Jesse, some strategy here, lap 55, top 8, electing not to pit. What do you make of it?
Phil Ellis Jr., we already came to the conclusion that these guys can go about 105 laps on a tank of fuel. So with all these cautions, there's going to be, even more of an opportunity to be able to save some gas. So it seems to me track position for Phil Ellis Jr. at least, it means a whole lot more than fresh tires or anything else that he could ask for. So being able to control the restarts here, I like the call.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good move right now, especially someone like Phil Ellis Jr., Warren, Kyle Keith involved in early incidents. But here they are. Back to green we go.
And Phil Ellis Jr. gets back to the gas very early. Warren Kyle Keith with some major wheel spin as he gets back on the gas. Somehow, some way, Warren is able to hold on to P2 once again. Phil Ellis Jr., he's got about a half-second lead driving off into turn 3.
Ultimately, a pretty good restart there for the top 2. We did see the wheel spin from the 9, but he got it back together. And now Corey Bunch moves into 3rd. Kenneth Redinger currently up to the 4th spot, battling Ian Davis here for 4th.
Yeah, it seems to me like it's hard to hold a line whenever you're stuck on the outside for more than a couple corners or so. And looked like he kind of got down into the corner and just lost more momentum. As Vince Brent throws a big late block going down into turn number 2 on the 99 of Kenneth Redinger, who was the one that made contact with him earlier to cause that wreck about 20 laps ago.
Vince Brent last saw pit road on lap 44, so he was one of those electing to stay out. He's now up 13 spots, clears for 4th, and he is a definite championship contender, not only for the regular season, but the overall race, as we have a new leader in Warren Keith in the 9.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I completely missed that that battle for the lead, and I do apologize, but Warren Kyle Keith, he's one of those guys that once he gets into a rhythm, he's hard to beat. So no surprise to see him back up front and be able to take the lead back from the 29 of Phil Ellis Jr. Phil Ellis Jr., he's still running a phenomenal race to this point, though.
He certainly is, and we both missed it because it happened so fast. But here's a check-in on your stage winner, the 01 of Travis Bennett, trying to maneuver that traffic we mentioned in the interview as he works on the 99 of Kenneth Redinger.
And I want you to pay close attention to the line that Travis Bennett is trying to run right now. He's got a little bit of a wide entry. He's trying to stay off the bottom on entry, and then he's cutting it down to the bottom and keeping it lower than Kenneth Redinger. So possibly trying to save a little bit of the right front while also trying to see if he can hold a little bit more momentum coming off the corner to set up a pass.
Good call out there. Let's check in with our leader in the regular season points right now, and that's Matthew Fritz in the 67. He's got some traffic. He's currently 11th, working on Michael Lepicki in the 46, for that 10th spot. Lipicki up 10 on the evening. 9 out of the top 10 drivers, Jesse, all up multiple positions. The only one down positions right now is Travis Bennett.
And that's solely based on strategy at this point. But Matthew Fritz, like you said, he is the regular season points leader. He came into the race at 18 points above Vince Brent, and he got some stage points. Vince Brent was unable to do so. So he was able to pad that a little bit. If I had to guess, probably looking at about 24 points or so as the leader right now. And with that said, he is stuck back in 11th while Vince Brent is sitting in P4 right now. So it's going to be another interesting battle to keep an eye on tonight.
We'll keep an eye on it all night long. And the 01 of Travis Bennett just made up another spot as he just got around the 99 of Kenneth Redinger. We saw that battle a few laps ago, and he'll set his sights now on the 92 of Vince Brent that we just mentioned, currently running 4th.
And Travis Bennett, once again, you see him running that wide entry, cut down, low exit, holding some good momentum, and doesn't look like it's really damaging the tires, especially as we see Vince Brent get into the wall coming off of turn 2 right there.
Yeah, he tapped the wall pretty good. Doesn't seem to have killed much momentum just yet, but it looks like the 01 is certainly creeping and waiting for another opportunity. One thing I wanted to mention here, Jesse, we saw it a little while ago with Ian Davis, and caution is out now. So we'll go back to that.
Josh Hill, once again.
Josh Hall potentially involved
he
just got on the lead lap, and let's see what happened in the 81.
Let's see. Back end, stepped around on entry. Lost momentum, 56. 56 of Walt Lipicki just drove through him. Point blank. I don't think he did anything wrong. Just didn't really have any place to go. Josh was off the pace, and Walt was running his line.
Yep, and perfect example right here as we see that 9 Coca-Cola machine past the 81. Josh was working on getting her heading in the right direction and got passed by Warren Keith. So looks like maybe he'll get back. I'm not sure, but that's what I was mentioning earlier, how quickly you can go a lap down just by being involved in a little spin out. Fortunately, though, for Josh, not heavy damage on that car, so more than likely he'll still be in it to win it. He'll get a lap back once again, and at some point during the race, I have to believe.
Just a quick update. Josh Hall was not able to pass the 9 and get his lap back right there. And being a part of the caution, he was not able to get the lucky dog either. So he's fallen to the tail end of the longest line at the moment.
Yep, that's what I kind of figured. I saw him kind of pull up beside the 9, but kind of wishful thinking there. Once the leader passes you, that's all she wrote. But as I mentioned, Josh will more than likely get a lucky dog here shortly, as he'll be the first car a lap down. And one thing I wanted to mention that I was going to speak to a little while ago is it's really a fine line here, Jesse, between that middle lane that can still be fast, especially off exit, and getting way too far up the speedway, having to get off the gas, on the brakes even potentially, to avoid hitting that wall on exit of the corner.
Oh, absolutely. I'll touch base with that as soon as we take the green here. The 9 of Warren Kyle Keith is going to be leading us to the restart zone. He's back on the gas. No one behind Warren gets a good restart. Outside, inside, it doesn't matter. Warren is kind of in a league of his own on that restart. But No, like you were saying, once you kind of get above a certain point, remember I was talking in the pre-race show about how Hufford was talking about how quick the track was changing. Well, whenever the track changes, there's also marbles on the track, which is just little pieces of rubber that come off of the tires. You get that loose piece of rubber on those hot tires, it feels like ice on the tires especially whenever you enter or exit the corner. So Josh on that last caution looks like he just kind of washed up, got in those marbles, and it couldn't really gather it back up.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like happened, and good call out once again. Want to check in with this guy. Hard to see him there. He's just behind the 67 of Matthew Fritz. We'll get a good shot. Look out, Sean Hill keeps it straight. Good save. But 26 of Josh Mueller is up 15 spots on the night. He's currently your biggest mover, running in 10th, and he had to come back from an early incident that he was involved in. So Josh having himself a good race so far.
Yeah, Josh, after kind of accidentally getting punted earlier, he's really made a huge rebound. As Sean Hill, I'm not sure what caused him to go down into the inside wall in turn 1 about 2 laps ago, but you can see the camber of that left front tire is not pointed the right way, so he's about to start falling back big time. As we got another caution here in the back, it looks like the 69. That's a weird spot.
I think it was kind of a self-spin, maybe off contact to the wall, but let's take a look at it.
Yeah, Ian did claim it just now on our in the driver chat, so let's see. He washed up into the marbles just like you were saying, and just couldn't get it gathered back up.
Ooh, Victor Kress.
And, yeah, he just now made an announcement. I hope he wore his brown pants today. I'll just put it that way.
He barely squeaked by that one, and Ian Davis fought that thing all the way down the straightaway. Still ends up going around on him, unfortunately, but hopefully Ian will be able to continue here. Is having a rough night so far. Is that 69 of Davis?
Well, Ian Davis did just manually disconnect. He said whenever he announced that it was his fault, he made the claim, it's my fault again, and disconnected. So if I had to guess, that's his second claim caution of the night, which by league rules states he has to park it for the remainder of the night.
Tough go for some of these guys here. Holden Wheeler in his SCSRA debut. Ian Davis, a rough one. Derek De Silva appears to be done as well. Jay Stinson, AJ Evangelista. So 84 laps in, we've lost 5 drivers. That's where keeping her clean, or at least out of heavy trouble, and being patient, we like to use that word here, last couple weeks.
What is that?
But it pays off, yeah. Don't get me started. Oh, that's funny. But anyway, Warren Keith still leading the way. Phil Ellis Jr., Corey Bunch, Travis Bennett, Vince Brent round out your top 5. Your highest championship contender for the regular season, of course, Vince Brent as of now. But it is based off points. So Matthew Fritz merely looking to keep it close to the 92 of Brent. We're getting ready to go back green once again.
And I can say by my math, I do not believe with the amount of drivers that are officially out of the race tonight, it does not look like anybody is going to be able to catch Fritz by the end of the night, solely based on that.
I think you're right, actually. But we also have stage points factored in, and now we're back under green. I kind of took it right there from you. My apologies. Warren
No, it's
Keith,
all good.
Good jump. Phil Ellis Jr., better restart this time. He's able to quickly get to that bottom line, and here's the 01 of Travis Bennett. He's finally made his way through that traffic. Wanted to peak low on the 29. Doesn't quite have enough there, so he'll stay third for now.
I'll say Phil Ellis Jr., he got, like you said, a really good restart on the outside line, and it really helped the 0-1 of Travis Bennett be able to launch and go from P4 to P3 on that restart. As Matthew Fritz was actually sideways in the back, it looked... Not sure. Devin Zimmerman said he's claiming this one.
We got all sorts of craziness going on, even after the caution came out on that one. Not sure if those guys will get their spots back. This has turned into all-out chaos here recently.
And it looked like Devin Zimmerman tried to make a move to the inside of Victor Kress. Oh, and the back end just came around on him. 3 drivers going around simultaneously into turn 3, right behind the 67 of Matthew Fritz, who kind of led the chain of people getting sideways into turn 3.
Certainly did. And then Lauren Vincent. Let's go back, see. I think this was just everyone kind of stacked up after the fact. It doesn't happen here. They're going to come off the corner here 3 wide. See what happens. Just kind of ran out of real estate, it looks like. And Sharn Hill came down, forced the 83 to come down even more. And good job there by Lauren Vincent to lock it up, though. Good awareness by the 83 to get on the brake hard quickly there and avoid any catastrophe there to anybody. So looks like
and Josh Hall barely avoiding it, so his rough night continues.
I'll tell you what, buddy, Josh Hall this evening, it seems like he's either been involved or he's narrowly missed being involved. But he's given it everything he's got. He hasn't caused anything yet, and he's out there in 15th place right now on the lead lap. Once again, that 81 Tammy Strong Dev Sports Card Ford Mustang is a little beat up, but he's doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, the guy's sitting in P15 at the moment. He's 8 spots up on his qualifying position, and I'm not sure how many incidents he has on the night, but hey, more power to him.
That's right. And big change up front here, as you'll see the 29 and the 01 taking the front row. Warren Keith pit along with others. He will restart 18th. So maybe felt like he needed some tires, and these other guys might come down for tires later. We'll have to see. Nevertheless, pace car pulls off.
I'm almost wondering if he thought he couldn't make it on gas. But 29 of Phil Ellis Jr. is going to lead us to the green flag once again. He gets on the gas hard and he spins the tires a little bit, but 0-1 of Travis Bennett. Oh, he gets washed way wide. 29 of Phil Ellis Jr. kind of misses the entry of the corner, and it sets Travis Bennett up to be able to make a pass. And I believe Travis Bennett was even the leader.
I think he will be. Oh my goodness. 10-car caution, it would appear. If my count is right, maybe 9, but let's go see if we can't figure out what happened. A lot of smoke.
A lot of smoke and a lot of skid marks. Well, judging by the fact that you were watching Warren Kyle Keith, I'm starting to think it may not have been the best idea for him to pit.
Yeah, let's go. That was the first one to come across my screen, but obviously it started up front. Or up front of those guys, I should say. Now we're on the right one here, the 49 of Brandon Anderson.
Brandon Anderson, it looks like he just gets up in the marbles. It looks like he washes up really tight on exit. I'm curious to see if there's going to be any contact as they come off the corner. It looks like a little bit of contact. 49 just kind of lost some momentum. 83 of Hufford, he just really had nowhere to go. I don't know if I'd necessarily blame that on either of them. It just kind of nature of the beast whenever you get up in the marbles. And there's Josh Hall again.
There he is, and let's see what happens. A lot of guys said it was involved here. Warren Keith, fairly significant damage to the front end of the 9. 36.
And he gets tagged from the side as well.
Yeah, he certainly did. Matthew Baines there in the 72. We've seen that 3 or 4 times, just locking it up to prevent any damage. And so right after the 9 decides to pit, he finds himself down pit road for a different reason. This time for damage, it would appear he took his fast repair, did the 9. And Sharn Hill trying to work his way back up. Travis Bennett, Phil Ellis Jr., Corey Bunch, Kenneth Redinger, Garrett Walden now your top 5. A lot of moving and shaking here with all the cautions and random pit stops.
Well, like I said, 0-1 to Travis Bennett. He was able to get a good restart on the last restart and claim the lead. And he's going to lead us to the green flag once again. Back up in the lead. Your stage 1 winner reclaims the lead on the restart. And another caution.
We barely made it past the start-finish line this time, and we're under caution once again. Let's take a look at this one.
Looks like Phil Ellis Jr. just is unable to really get on the gas. Kind of halfway starts a little bit of a stack up. And Parham is, I don't know, man. It looks to me like he came from about a car length and a half behind and just tagged the 92. Looks like that's the only little bit of damage in 92 and the 54. 19 also involved. That just looked like a miscalculation on the speed of the guys in front of him from the 19 and Justin Parham.
It did indeed. Nicholas Walthorn, Vince Brent, Ryan Gomes down pit road. Let's take the opportunity now to bring up those points once again. Take a look at the cut line first. Ryan Hufford currently sits 11th. He would be fine there, I have to believe, due to some of the competitors. Ryan Gomes, he is, where is Gomes? He's going to restart 20th, it looks like, or 19th. Walthorn, also down pit road now, might not have a fast repair, so Walthorn's playoff hopes may have came to a close. And Sharn Hill currently sits 9th with some stage points. Gotta believe he would also be okay as of now, but of course they'll look for more. Travis Bennett, Corey Bunch going to lead us back to green. Both these guys out here this evening looking to play spoiler and avoid anyone else or giving anyone else the opportunity to potentially lock in. How do you feel about that, Jesse? Just your take on it. You make 1 race, 2 races, and this being the last chance qualifier in a sense. Well, how do you feel if you were in a situation trying to come out, lock in potentially?
I can honestly say I've never personally been in that situation.
You're too good.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just fortunate enough to where I have never been, as we take the green flag, Travis Bennett gets a really good restart. The 29 of Phil Ellis Jr. gets a really good restart as well as he's battling for P2. But, talking to some friends of mine that, are in this league, as we got the 43 of Garrett Walden going around.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's a parking lot.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, used car lot. We got a bunch of car parts and cars for sale. Oh, and they're still wrecking.
This is Martinsville, man. I knew it. I wanted to have high hopes. I just couldn't. Let's go take a look at it, see what happened to Garrett Walden. Quiet night for him tonight. Haven't said his name much until right now, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, it looked like the 99 of Redinger just kind of made a mistake. Back end steps around. I don't know if he was trying to force 3 wide or what, but he was way higher up on the track than what he needed to be. The 43 of Garrett Walden, nothing he could have done differently in that situation. And then just like we were saying earlier, everything happens so quick. And there's Josh Hall.
Hey,
look, this is going to turn into... Look, have you ever seen that TikTok where the guy's like, and we're the Cleveland Browns?
Yeah,
that's how I feel talking about Josh Hall right now.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, there's Josh Hall.
There he is. Well, fortunately for all these guys, if there is a silver lining, that brought 12 guys down pit road. So, you know, there's a lot of mix-up there. The top 10 is going to look quite a bit different here. We'll give it to you here momentarily. But Matthew Fritz still down pit road. Matt Bayens down pit road as we saw him lose a front bumper there. Sharon Hill, he came down pit road. And your first one to visit was Lauren Vincent. He'll restart 14th. All craziness. Cue the circus music. But here's the top 10 now. Travis Bennett. That's fitting. While reading the top 10 of this race craziness here at Martinsville. Travis Bennett, Corey Bunch, Phil Ellis Jr., Kenneth Redinger, Phil Ellis Jr., Justin Parham, Michael Lepicki, Ryan Hufford, Victor Kress, Warren Keith, Devin Zimmerman, your top 10 now, and your biggest mover is Victor Kress. He's up 19, going to find himself restarting 8th.
Yeah, the first time Victor Kress has sniffed the top 10 tonight, so let's see if he can make something of it with a little bit of track position. And the green flag is back out. Once again, we got the 0-1 of Travis Bennett getting a great restart and another caution.
Nothing to look at there. I think Vince Brent just spun the tires, went sideways, and it queued up the caution, but... We're going to take this quick opportunity to take a commercial break and hear from our sponsors here at Royalty Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. We will finish this race, and it promises to be a good one, green flag or not. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. And after that caution, not a whole lot changed as we saw Vince Brent just get a little squirrely there, but it was a mere half a turn after the green flag came back out, so no action. Corey Bunch, Travis Bennett still going to be leading us back to green.
Yep, the 01 and 02 running P1 and P2. Both in orange cars, both in Fords, leading us back to the green flag. And the green flag is out. Travis Bennett gets on the gas. It looks like the front row gets another great restart. Phil Ellis Jr. actually gets a really good run into turn 1 and is trying to claim P2.
Yeah, Corey Bunch just trapped on the outside a little bit and doesn't seem to have quite the run that we've seen others have. Phil Ellis Jr. doing a miraculous job right now, as now the 02 does in fact clear off exit.
And we got the 99 of Kenneth Redinger trying to pounce as soon as he sees the 29 of Phil Ellis Jr. get a little loose off of turn 2. And he claims the inside as of now.
Definitely.
We've seen it.
Go ahead.
We've seen a couple times the guy that's on the inside. Well, there we go. Just as I was saying it happens. Hard to hold the bottom whenever you're trying to make that pass. And Redinger just washes up, makes some contact. The 19 of Parham washes up, makes some contact. Let's see if the next guy washes up and makes some contact. Nope, Phil Ellis Jr. dives down in front. And he washes up, trying to claim that spot.
Certainly does. Now he finds himself underneath the 29 of Phil Ellis Jr. Keeps it off of him. Good job there. Both of them keep it off the wall. This is your battle for 5th, and Michael Lepicki is up 15 spots on the evening. Now controls, Kenneth Redinger is still your biggest mover, but Michael Lepicki flirting with it.
Michael Lepicki gave him a little shot while he was on the inside. Hard to hold the bottom. So Phil Ellis Jr. returns the favor a little bit, gives him a shot mid-corner in turn 1 and 2, and a big shot in 3 and 4. He did not like that little door check in the middle of 1 and 2 the previous lap.
Wouldn't appear so. Some good short track racing here as now the 29 of Phil Ellis Jr. finds himself on the inside this time. The 46 not able to clear off exit. 29 runs it in a little bit high and still side by side as they cross the start-finish line.
See, this is good old-fashioned short track racing right there. You got one angry driver, two angry drivers, and not wrecking one another. I love it.
That was probably the best racing we've definitely seen all evening so far that didn't end up in a caution. You got the 9 of Warren Keith trying to get back through the field as he maneuvers some traffic. Ryan Hufford behind him in kind of no man's land right now, which I'm sure he's fine with.
Well, a caution.
That's all going to end right there. So, yep, I put the old jinx on it. What's new? Broadcaster's jinx works every time. Let's go take a look at what might have happened.
I'm not sure what happened to cause this, but it definitely caused something big. Oh, just some contact in the middle of the straightaway. Sends the 07 down to the inside. That is Lauren Vincent. And just continues to wash up the track as they go through the corner. 49, in my opinion, doesn't look to me like he really did much of anything wrong. And, well, 54 gets caught up in another one. It looks like he loses his front clip again, or if he even gained it back.
Man, I tell you what, we've been talking about Josh Hall, but Nicholas Walthorn, some of the worst luck in these first two ARCA seasons here in the SCSRA. I mean, it has been rough, and another visit for 10 drivers down pit road. Woo, pit road being busy, or staying busy tonight.
Yeah, pit road is staying busy. These pit crews are working overtime. I hope they're paid well.
I hope so too. Chat, did you guys all fall asleep? I haven't seen anything from you since the stage. What are y'all doing over there?
I'm not gonna lie, Travis Bennett kind of had me fooled there for a second. I thought he was about to pit. Hey, can I just make a statement real quick? Josh Hall is up in the P8 right now, up 15 spots on the night so far.
All right, I'm glad you said it, because now, if something happens, then you are going to get blamed for the broadcaster's curse and not me.
Hey, no, I'm a driver.
Making
I
record
can
right
say it.
now. Yeah, he's doing a heck of a job. I mean, we mentioned it earlier. He's out there. He's battling. He's avoided some incidents he could have easily been involved in. And, you know, avoided some real heavy damage. He's going to get a good starting spot here. We'll see what Josh Hall can do, as if he could walk away as a winner here, he would lock himself into the playoffs.
And we are back green. Travis Bennett and Corey Bunch, 01, 02, P1, P2. They keep it that way off of the exit of turn 2. Warren Kyle Keith, he claims P5. He has been involved in a lot of random stuff tonight. And, Phil Ellis Jr. hits the wall hard, followed by Justin Parham, 2 cars behind him, off of the exit of turn 4. Good Lord.
Phil Ellis Jr. trying to find him here. There he is. It's a little bit further up than I expected after the wall slam. He's got company in the 9 of Warren Keith battling for 4th rather.
It's looking to me like, as I'm hearing some reports of somebody blinking really bad, some connection issues. Warren Kyle Keith making the move to the inside of Phil Ellis Jr. I'm sorry. And Phil Ellis Jr. actually got some more of a bumper from Justin Parham.
Phil Ellis Jr. here is under attack. I tell you what, we saw him restart on the front row 2 cautions ago, and now we're approaching 20 to go. He slipped back to 6th. And it's not going to get any easier as he's got Sharn Hill and Michael Lepicki right behind him. Sharn Hill way up the speedway. Oh, and he smacks the wall. That's what I was kind of afraid of when I saw that happen. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier, Jesse. We've seen it a few times this evening.
Yeah, it's been a really common theme. You wash up on the outside a little too far, and it's just hard to get the nose to dig and keep it off the wall on corner exit. But yeah, I mean, like you were saying, Phil Ellis Jr., he was leading this thing earlier, and now he's sitting P6. He's been used up by just about every driver that's passed him. I'm sure his patience is running thin. Oh, looks like we may have a caution. Victor Kress, a little bit further up, further down in the field. He was just running top 10 not long ago. But looks like he made some contact with the driver right in front of him. I think that was a 72 of Bayens. Oh, Bayens giving him some door checks down on the corner exit. Victor looked like he may have had enough and tried to give him a little payback, and didn't work out so well.
No, it didn't. Almost looked like no damage given to the 72, oddly enough, but Victor Kress is the culprit there and ends up with the most damage as well. More guys down pit road here. Let's go take a look. Josh Hall, Lauren Vincent, Nicholas Walthorn, Brandon Anderson. Got to believe all of those guys are for damage repairs, possibly. Nicholas Walthorn, I mean, no reason to even bother at this point, right? Stay on the lead lap and just give her everything she's got, see what happens.
And here we are coming down. We're going to go green probably around 13, maybe 14 laps to go. We got 01 to Travis Bennett still in the lead right now ever since he
Bless you.
Excuse me, I'm sorry about that.
Bless you. That was out of nowhere, huh?
Yeah, it snuck up on me. It didn't even give me a chance to take a breath or mute. I do apologize about that, chat. But we got the 01 and Bennett, who is leading right now. We got Warren Kyle Keith, who is on about 40 lap fresher tires, maybe even more. He's been on a rampage coming back through the field. Hadn't made any contact that I know of, but he's coming back up through the field. He's going to be restarting in P3 on the inside. He's going to have a shot at trying to get to the bumper of Travis Bennett as we get down to the end of this race. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to watch.
Yeah, that initial thought when Warren Keith brought her down pit road and we restarted, it didn't look like a good move because just one lap later he was involved in a caution. Apparently didn't phase him whatsoever. Got back out there after taking a fast repair, and here we are as the pace car pulls off.
Yeah, but interesting showing right here. Sharn Hill, who, like I said, is the cut line. He got a bunch of stage points. Ryan Gomes is way down on the leaderboard as Travis Bennett gets one heck of a restart. 02 of Corey Bunch does not. Corey Bunch might even be in jeopardy of falling to P4 here.
Certainly could. As the 99 of Redinger there on the inside. We'll see though, because those runs off exit, if you're able to hold it low enough, the run off exit on that middle line has been a little bit better, and I think that might go to Redinger there as the caution is out.
Ryan Gomes just came over the radio saying I was just out of real estate.
Let's take a look, and gonna be our driver of the night here, unfortunately, it looks like. Maybe not. Oh, it's up in front. That's Walt Lepicki. Well.
Yep.
I could find him.
Garrett Walden gets into the 26 there, going into the corner, but I'm not sure what he was supposed to do different there.
Let's go back and watch it on the right person this time. See what happened. What Gomes said is accurate, right?
Yeah, can we put it on 43 of Walden and rewind it to the exit of turn 4?
Let's do that. Let's
because I'm not.
All right.
36 just loses a lot of momentum. 43 of Walden kind of cuts down to not run into him. Not sure what either of them are. Kind of unexpected to see somebody on the outside like that lose that much momentum. 55 washes down to the inside. 26 takes the corner. Looks to me like he took the corner just about like there was nobody to his inside, yet there was 2 cars there.
Yeah, and he may not have known that, right? Based off where the 43 of Walden was, the 26 could have been masked in a sense to where Gomes was. So I definitely see Gomes' point there, just running out of real estate, and it's one of those things that happens there. They do indeed give the 3rd position to Redinger. That was the battle we were watching as the caution came out. We want to take the time right now to thank our title sponsor, Frye Disposal. Appreciate you coming on board for a 2nd season.
0-1 of Travis Bennett. Going to lead us to the green. Back to how it was in the early stages of this race. Oh, lots of wheel spin on this restart. I don't know how they were able to keep it together that well, but great job from those drivers behind them. 9 of Warren Kyle Keith is trying to set up a massive run, trying to get to the bumper of the 0-1 of Travis Bennett right here.
He is. Corey Bunch cleared Redinger once again, probably due to that wheel spin that you alluded to. And we'll watch this battle up front, some battles in the back, or in the mid-pack rather, as the 05 of Sharn Hill trying to fend off the 67 and more than likely the series champion, regular season champion that is, and he will do so on the outside.
Forgive me, there is a lot going on. I'm trying to sit here and do a little bit of math and see if there's any changes on the, Nicholas Walthorn. His night goes from really bad to way worse.
Nicholas Walthorn, I have to believe, will be done for the evening. Let's go check it out, see what happened.
Well, we got some outspoken drivers on this caution. Looks to me like the 20 and 07 just 20 just kind of washes up the hill, loses a little bit of momentum, and same thing that kind of happened a little bit earlier in the race. 07 of Lauren Vincent just kind of washing up with them and making contact. So, don't know what the 20 of Crest could have done any different. Also, kind of at the same time, you know, what could Lauren have done different? Maybe a lot, maybe a little. I don't know.
Yeah, it looked like that time kind of opposite from what we saw the last caution, Jesse, with maybe the 26 not knowing that there was 3 wide. It looked like perhaps Lauren Vincent knew there was 3 wide. He gave a little bit more room on the bottom side. And then the 20 of Crest on the top. Maybe, I mean, the perspective here in these sims can be different, right? There's so many details, triple monitors, single monitor, all sorts of things. Maybe felt like he was given as much room as he could on the top side up against the wall, and then they just find trouble. But under caution again, going to be a green-white checkered, our first of the evening, and I have to say I probably set the over-under point at a good mark of 20 because we're on caution 18, although no one in the chat responded to that. Chat's been awfully quiet tonight, more so than usual.
We completely missed it due to what was going on, though. 2 of Corey Bunch is MP2. 9 of Warren Kyle Keith is MP3, so this is going to be real interesting how they dive off into turn 1. As the pace car is on pit road right now. Green flag about to come out. And Travis Bennett gets on the loud pedal. Warren Kyle Keith spins the tires big time. Goes all the way down to the inside wall of the track and is able to maintain position in P3.
He did maintain position a little bit right behind him. Phil Ellis Jr., Kenneth Redinger mixing it up here, and this race is official no matter what happens now on this final lap with the 01 leading the way.
01 to Travis Bennett. He is going to extend his lead off the exit of turn 2. Corey Bunch actually gets really loose on the entrance of turn 3. And Warren Kyle Keith, he gets tight on the exit as Travis Bennett is able to collect his second win of the season in the Frye Disposal ARCA Series for SCSRA. And there's some angry drivers after this race.
Interesting. I'm sure there are. 18 cautions, and who knows what is going on there. But we'll let these guys celebrate. Everyone's crossed the checkered flag that was able to. Let's go ahead now and bring up our race results and walk through them with you. First place is Travis Bennett picking up the win. Corey Bunch finishes in second. Warren Keith in third. Phil Ellis Jr. finishes in fourth. Justin Parham rounds out your top five. Michael Lepicki in sixth. Kenneth Redinger in seventh. Matthew Fritz and your regular season champion Matthew Fritz finishes in eighth. Sharon Hill brought home ninth, and have to believe that'll be good enough to make the playoffs for Sharon Hill. Devin Zimmerman finishes in 10th. Jesse?
First driver outside of the top 10 is going to be the 43 of Garrett Walden. Matthew Bayens is finishes P12. Your birthday boy, Ryan Hufford, finishes P13. It looks like he's going to be able to hold on to that playoff spot that he was trying so hard to hold on to tonight. Josh Mueller, P14 in the 26 car after a fairly rough night. Ryan Gomes, kind of all over the board tonight, ends up rounding out your top 15. Josh Hall, rough night, P16. Lauren Vincent involved in a few wrecks as well, P17. Victor Kress in the 20 car, P18. And the remainder of these drivers are 6 laps down or more. Walt Lepicki, Nicholas Walthorn, Vince Brent, Brandon Anderson, Ian Davis, Holden Wheeler, Derek Da Silva, Jay Stinson, and AJ Evangelista rounds out your field 139 laps down in P27.
Appreciate that, Jesse. Well done. And let's go now. While we give these drivers a moment to cool off and get into the interview room, we're going to bring up something we haven't looked at yet this evening, and that, of course, is your team points before the race tonight. So Royalty Motorsports still leads the way coming into tonight. Not really much of a points change from the week prior. Beer Money Racing hanging tough there in second. Venom Racing, Tank Racing, Neon Racing, your top five. And really anyone's game as far as the top four go. All of those teams establishing themselves as powerhouses. And of course, Venom and Tank Racing been a big part of the SCSRA for a long, long time. Still opportunities there for them to make moves. Let's now pull up our individual points, show you what we are talking about as far as potentially being able to hold on to the playoff spot. And have to believe Garrett Walden, Devin Zimmerman, Kenneth Redinger, all good runs tonight. That won't change much. Ryan Hufford, as you mentioned, Jesse, able to hang in and do well enough to keep that spot. Sharon Hill with some breathing room. Ryan Gomes, unfortunately, looks like will not make the cut as well as Nicholas Walthorn or Josh Hall. So not much movement there in the final standings of the regular season points going into the playoffs, I have to believe, Jesse.
No, and like I said earlier, Sharon Hill, he was able to get a bunch of stage points. I believe 9 stage points, if I remember correctly. That puts him 11 points above the cut line. And he finished ahead of Ryan Gomes, Walthorn, Josh Hall. Nobody else was able to catch him in terms of points going into tonight. So, very safe night for Sharon Hill. It looks like he's going to be your final playoff spot along with Ryan Hufford. Tough luck for Ryan Gomes, Walthorn, and Hall. All of them had great seasons, but great things come to an end all the time, and unfortunately it comes to an end earlier than they want this season.
It does, but the season isn't over. They can still go out there, battle for wins, team points, and of course bragging rights. Always feels to go out and get a win, whether you're in playoffs or not. Let's go now to our third place finisher. That's going to be the number 9 of Warren Keith. Warren, welcome to the broadcast booth once again, sir. Tell us how you're feeling mostly about your choice to pit there on lap 94 solo, and obviously paid off pretty well, but what were your thoughts there?
I could just tell the tires, like, we had a couple of good restarts there, and what I was doing all night was I was shifting down a third in the middle of the corner, just getting the rotate, and I could tell that was just going to eat up the tire. So we got about 55 to go, and I said, well, I'm just going to split that final stage there and pit. Unfortunately, I guess winter isn't coming soon enough. We got a bunch of squirrels still out there picking for nuts, so probably could have gotten to the front, but Travis and Corey had a good race, and definitely were up there all day, and kind of made the right decision at the end to not pit, but made up the P3, so I'll take it, especially going into the playoffs, after the new year starts. So we'll just look forward to doing that.
Yeah, and you go into the playoffs, Warren, with the most playoff points, so you have an advantage there if it comes down to it. How do you feel about this first round of 2 races here coming up? Starting next week? No, the week after? Whenever it is. How do you feel about it?
I think it's going to be pretty good. Going to have to do all the work at Darlington, unfortunately. 13 playoff points to go in here, or whatever, how many we had is great. But, we got to capitalize at Darlington as much as any other race that we race all season, just because the next race in that round is Talladega. And I'd really not want to go into Talladega with even, a 10-point cushion just because it's Talladega. You never know what can happen. So, yeah, we're going to go into Darlington just with head down, and then kind of go into Talladega with head up, and just kind of be aware where we are, and hopefully move on to the next round, which is Iowa and Kentucky, which are 2 really good tracks. So we'll just play it by ear. Nothing's ever given, and nothing's ever expected. So we'll just go out there and do what we need to do.
Right on, Warren. Well, as always, a pleasure to talk with you. Good run tonight. Good. Congrats on the podium. Before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out this evening?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone at Royalty Motorsports. Had a heck of a run tonight. Everyone all the way down to Lauren had a good run until the squirrels started getting a little too eager back there. But good job by them, skmcars.com, and then also Bass Pro Shops of St. Augustine for being on the car every week in some form and fashion. So, yeah, look forward to Darlington come the new year, and hope everyone enjoys the 2 weeks off, and a Merry Christmas.
Right on, man. Merry Christmas to you, sir, and we'll be talking soon. Good run tonight, and go celebrate it.
Will do. Thank you.
Once again, folks, that was your third place finisher, the number 9 of Warren Kyle Keith, with another solid performance. And now, Jesse, we're going to let you take the interview with our second place finisher here, the 02 of Corey Bunch.
Corey, it's Jesse in the booth. You got a copy.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, man, I've been in a lot of voice chats with you, but never done an interview. So let's see how this goes, man. Solid run all night. Qualified top 5. Ended up P2 at the end of the day. Just kind of go through your race, ups and downs, all of that.
I'll just say this. I was just here to have fun. And by golly bum, I did have fun. I'll tell you what. I didn't get wrecked. There was some close incidents, but for the most part, I had fun. Just trying to just I'm surprised I only had to pit once. But, we had like 27 cautions or so, whatever it may be on that lap. I forgot at this point. I'm just glad we just beat the time limit, but I digress. So, yeah, I figured that my best chance to even get up there in that top 5 because I was bleeding spots early in the race. So I figured we just try to just flip the stage, stay up there, and that kind of worked out for the most part. I saw where Warren was trying to get on my bumper and try to move me out of the way, but I think probably give him another 2 more laps, he probably would have put me in the wall. But it's like I said, it was all good and fun. So.
Hey, I mean, I think Joe Burrow said it best last week whenever he said, "What's the point in doing it if you're not having fun?" So, doing it for the right reasons, man. Good run tonight. Is there anyone you can think of to give a shout out or special thanks to?
Well, I gotta give thanks to Full Throttle Motorsports, or Full Throttle Racing, whichever we're classified as, whatever Travis Bennett's team is. I gotta thank Travis for letting me spare me a car to run here and race with all these guys here. I try not to be too much of a nuisance because I know it's like the regular season finale, but I think I did okay for the most part. I didn't rough anybody up or anything like that. I just, just trying to hold my lane and stuff. And I think mine sponsored Orange Car. I mean, I greatly appreciate throwing that on there. So that was pretty awesome. Maybe we could be able to do more of these in the future because I mean these cars are kind of fun. Just having to pick and choose what tracks are good and what are not. So, but yeah, that's a P2. Can't complain one bit.
Oh, Corey, go celebrate this. Thank you for joining us, and good job tonight on your podium finish.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys.
Once again, folks, that was your second place finisher, the 02 of Corey Bunch. Now, to get with your winner in victory lane, once again, the 01 of Travis Bennett. Travis, every time you race, you join me after you win. I think those are pretty good odds.
There's that voice I missed, man. How's it going, Josh?
You get to talk to me a little bit longer this time. We're not rushing to get you going after a stage. Going pretty well up here, man. We had kind of a little rough race, but there were some exciting moments and good finish. Travis, you come in heavy part-time schedule. That can be hard enough in these cars or in any car for that matter. Come out here, you win the stage, you win the race. Absolute domination for the most part. You managed to get through that traffic pretty well that we talked about at the stage break. Tell us what was going through your mind the majority of the race, seeing all these cautions play out. Was there any concern whatsoever at any possibility of not winning, or were you pretty confident the whole way through?
I had some second thoughts when I seen Warren go down there and get tires, and the caution afterwards, I almost did it. But yeah, some guys that are hard to pass, man, and rightfully so, that were behind me. And I just told myself with the amount of cautions we kept getting, I was just going to make my bed and stay up front and just wait out the cautions. And luckily it paid off.
Yeah, it certainly did pay off, and you came out here and showed these boys how to do it. Can we expect to see the 01 and Travis Bennett in any of the playoff races, or you calling it quits for the season?
Shoot, I'm stealing points now. You think I ain't going to steal points in the playoffs? Let's go. No, but in all seriousness, I guess I'll run Darlington. I'm not a fan of Talladega. I'm looking at the schedule right now. Iowa's going to be a blast in these things. I remember we ran that track last season, I believe. I absolutely loved it. I'm going to probably skip Kentucky and Homestead. So we're going to run a couple more races. And the deal is, though, you got to run a little bit different. Come that time of season, you want to be respectful of everybody trying to race for a championship.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. I brought it up more as like a opportunity to kind of build a storyline potentially early in the race to Jesse. I asked how he felt about some of these part-time guys coming out racing the final race where someone has the possibility to lock in to the playoffs, and ends up it doesn't matter whatsoever, because if you and Corey Bunch weren't here, Warren Keith would have had the win, and he's already well locked in, and so are some guys close behind him. So doesn't matter. Always cool to see you guys come out here and run. Always a pleasure to talk to you. And Travis, before we let you go, pop the champagne in victory lane. Anyone you'd like to thank or shout out this evening?
Yeah, man. Always got to start off with a shout out to you. It's always awesome watching these broadcasts, man. You're awesome at it. I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. It's not too often that you're going to get this many people towards the end of the season show up, and it's pretty awesome to see everybody that participated. Thanks to the admins, and I just want to give a shout out to Corey Bunch, man. He's coming in heavy part time as well, and put up a P2. That's pretty awesome.
Yep, you guys did great. Put on a show tonight when we got the opportunity to see some green flag racing. And congrats once again on the win, Travis. Go celebrate it. Have a Merry Christmas. Appreciate the kind words, and we'll see you out here next time, buddy.
Hey, Happy Christmas and Merry New Year.
Once again, folks, that was your winner, the 01 of Travis Bennett. Jesse, we saw a lot of cautions tonight. We didn't quite hit 27 like Corey thought it was, but I could see 150 laps. You're in the car that long, and it definitely feels like a lot more than what it was. But let's look ahead now, if you don't mind, for a few minutes to the first round of the playoffs, kind of build up what these fans watching at home can see here in the coming weeks after our little Christmas break, and I believe a New Year break as well. What do you think we'll see looking ahead to these two upcoming tracks?
Well, I mean, they're two of NASCAR's most historic tracks. You got Darlington, which has some of NASCAR's most unique and rich history, and it's always an entertaining track. If the race itself isn't entertaining, the strategy is, and vice versa. So something's going to be interesting about that race, and I'm very much looking forward to it. And then you got Talladega, NASCAR's biggest oval, the widest track on the schedule, and these cars are going to be all like full throttle. I mean, it's going to be chaos with a elimination race at that. So looking forward to it, man. I'm excited. I mean, we have Matthew Fritz, unofficially your regular season champion. We got the guys like Sharon Hill barely making it in, but did make it in unofficially. Man, it's going to be an exciting round, and it's just going to set us up for another fun round with Iowa and Kentucky.
Yeah, it is going to be extremely exciting. And one special thing about Talladega that, some, if they're sitting pretty good, they may not like, and some, if they're not sitting well, they may love, because you could literally come into that elimination race and be basically out of it, depending on how your first run goes. Put it together at Talladega, get yourself a win, and lock into that next round, and that could propel your momentum all the way through to that championship. And we do have one more interview to do here on this special extended post-race show this evening. We're going to get with the unofficial but official champion of the regular season, going to be the number 48, Matthew Fritz. Matthew, welcome into the broadcast booth. Jesse and Josh with you. How you feeling about it, man? Pretty good season so far.
Yeah, that race didn't go well for me, but we rebounded, and it was crazy. But it's been a great season. We started off terrible, 19th and a 17th place finish, and then I just went on a streak of 5th, 3rd, 2nd, and then tonight was like 8th or something. But yeah, consistency is what I do.
It certainly is, man. You're looking good. Overall, we're taking a look at the points here on the screen. You were locked in quite a while ago, but sitting pretty good. Let's talk about how you're feeling going into the two races in the first round.
I love Darlington a lot. It's one of my favorite tracks, so I'm pretty excited. And we got a great team at Venom, so I'm not worried about Talladega. I think we can work together to get all 4 of us, and that's the plan. And it looks good.
Right on, man. Well, wanted to grab you, congratulate you on the regular season championship, that is. Jesse, you have anything for our regular season champion, Matthew Fritz?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing going into the postseason as a regular season champ, you obviously have some momentum in your circle. So in your mindset leading into the playoffs, what what is the one thing that you want to focus on for yourself? I understand you brought up your team, but what's the one thing you want to focus on for yourself leading into the playoffs to keep this momentum rolling?
Just not make dumb mistakes. Speeding on pit road has been a problem. Not having Chase, not my pit guy's not here, so we're struggling with that still. But I just want to be more consistent. There's some mistakes that I can fix, and I want to get that first win. It's been a while. I want it to happen. I think I have the speed to have it, but Kyle Keith is a great racer, and so is Travis. So I just want that first win. But just keep being in top fives, and we should be able to move on.
Absolutely. And going into tonight, you had a 18-point buffer over P2 of Vince Brent. So what was your mindset going into tonight to try to protect that lead? I know there was a point in the race you got some stage points. A bunch of people dropped out of the race. So you were kind of locked in once a certain amount of people were gone, and you couldn't lose more laps than them. So where was your headspace at going into tonight? Were you focused on trying to get the regular season title, or was it more of like, this is just another race for you?
Oh no, that was my goal, was to get the regular season championship and not to make anybody mad. That's a big thing. Martinsville, it's very hard. You make people mad easily, and that was just to be nice and to be friendly and to make sure I have friends at the end of the race.
Yeah, that's a difficult thing to do here, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Well, right on, man. Appreciate you joining us for the interview here. And congrats once again. Before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank my mom, my dad, my grandmother. I switched my number to the 67 because my cousin passed away in a dirt racing accident. So that's why we switched the number to the 67. So it's been good. I'd like to thank my team, Jay. Jay's a great guy, great owner. Justin, great teammate. Kenneth runs with us. Chase, we miss you. Come back. Hurry up. Zach, we need you back too for Talladega. But I got to thank you, Josh, and Jesse. You guys put on probably the best broadcast on YouTube for iRacing. It's amazing. I love to go back and watch them.
Appreciate that, man. That's awesome. Spread the word.
Yes, sir, I will.
Need to get, I'd love to have the opportunity to be the broadcaster for one of the iRacing official, broadcasted series. I think that'd be really, really cool to have that opportunity. And heck, at this point, I'll take Jesse with me. That'd be a heck of a time. Great team. And appreciate that. But Matthew, go celebrate it, man, with your team. And we'll talk to you here in a couple weeks. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you guys, and thank you guys.
Appreciate it. Once again, folks, your regular season champion, Matthew Fritz. And Jesse, we're going to close it down here momentarily. Just wanted to point out what I can. I mentioned the team standings, the powerhouse teams we have, Tank Racing, or Venom Racing, rather, all of them going to the playoffs. That's absolutely insane. Royalty Motorsports, they have 3 guys going to the playoffs. And then, I'm sorry, is it four guys? No, I'm right, 3 guys. Beer Money Racing, they take several people to the playoffs. Even Hufford Racing getting in there with team owner Ryan Hufford. So a lot of strong teams represented in the playoffs coming up here in a couple weeks after the break. And we're going to close it down, but first and foremost, got to thank Frye Disposal for coming on for a second season for the SCSRA ARCA Series and being the title sponsor. Check them out now at frydisposal.com. Mention this broadcast, you'll get $10 off your service there in Smith County, Virginia. Tell you what, I wish I had $10 off my garbage service. Once again, that's frydisposal.com. Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel, whether you run a company, a government agency, a sports team, or even a virtual race team, turn every item into a statement with Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. Click the link below. You can get yourself some Royalty Racing Network gear or even Royalty Motorsports gear. I have one of everything, and it's all incredible. And finally, SM Racing Products. Take your sim racing experience to the next level with custom-made button boxes, dashboards, flag lights, and more with SM Racing Products. Made here locally in the USA and made with love. They'll send you a little note with every package. Pretty darn cool. I got myself a custom-made button box and has my nickname on there and everything. Changes the game. Check them out now at sm-racingproducts.com. And as always, use promo code ROYALTY at checkout for 20% off of your purchase of $150 or more. It's a sweet deal. For everyone here at Royalty Racing Network, Jesse Whittington and everyone else at the SCSRA, appreciate you joining us this evening. We'll see you back after the break for some intense playoff action. Have a happy holidays and a good rest of the week. I'm Joshua King. Good night.